Yeah. Pay, what time is it, Pay? What time is it?
It's OT, man. We in the overtime, homies, chat generals, chat nation, homie nation. What's going on? G Tate. It's part 2, man.
Yeah. Super Chat Friday too, dog. Don't forget it's Super Chat Friday, Fork in the Road Friday, and a Freaky Friday, all at the same time. On Fans First Sports Network, Google Podcasts, Steel Curtain Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all in places, and live on YouTube. Live on YouTube. So let's go, Pay. Let's get it in. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. You know how we get down. And y'all, please don't forget about the algorithms. Please don't forget about the algorithms. Make sure that you hit the like button, and let's get it lit. So let's go, Pay.
Man, so look. I tried to segue hard pivot in the first hour about the 3 snubs last night in NFL honors. They all had to do with the AFC North. I'm surprised you all didn't say that James Conner got snubbed for the angriest run of the year. I'm surprised. I don't know why you. Yeah, he got snubbed. It should have went to him when he threw Patrick Peterson into outer space. That should have been his award. That award, they gave it to Najee Harris for just pushing a guy, and he tripped over himself.
Fork in the road alert. Afton, what's up? Said, who do you like for inside linebacker in the NFL draft?
Take it away.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is my number 1 guy I've identified that is a Pittsburgh Steeler for the 2024 draft. I also like Wilson, the middle linebacker from North Carolina State, if I had to go for another 2 guy and try to get a number 2 guy. But if I got my pick at inside linebacker, it is Jeremiah Trotter Jr. for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Can I chime in?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you think about the dude? Is it Adrian Cooper from Texas A&M? I like him too.
I like him, but I don't like him in space. Tate, he's a run stopper. Like he's a downhill guy. And I think we already got a bunch of those guys on our roster. I need a linebacker.
He's 6'3", 230. He fluid.
Right, but when you watch the film, that's not how he plays. When you watch the film, he's a downhill guy. He attacks the A gap, the B gap, the 2-hole, the 3-hole. That's where he's at. He's plugging in there 24/7. He doesn't run like that for me. So that's why I'm like, but Jeremiah Trotter, oh yeah. Jeremiah Trotter is a poor man's Ryan Shazier. I'm telling you he is. He's really that good. I also like Walker. I forgot about my man Walker, the linebacker from North Carolina. I like him too. And I think we could get Walker maybe in the 3rd, maybe in the 4th round. So he's a fluid kid, big kid, 6'2", 235 pounds. He's probably going to run a sub-4.5 40-yard dash at the combine. So, yeah, those are my guys. If I got Walker, Wilson, Jeremiah Trotter.
Okay, excellent. Moving on. So there's a football game this Sunday. I don't know if you have heard. Super Bowl is in Las Vegas this year. That's right. Fellas, what are you thinking about that so far? I mean, you got Kansas City versus San Francisco 49ers. How do you feel before I got an opinion? But I want to get you all's opinions on this first. Tate, I'm going to start with you.
Hey, man. I mean, I'm a football fan, so I haven't missed a Super Bowl since I'm old enough to watch Super Bowl. The first one I really remember was the 1980 Super Bowl, the Rams versus the Steelers. I was around for some other one, but when I really paid attention as a football fan, 1980. But I've never missed one since then. I'm not going to miss this one. I'm going to enjoy watching it. Last football game of the year. How I feel about it, I'm ready for it to come on and Sunday come and let's get it over with.
Over with.
I'm ready. I'm not that I want football to be over with. I'm ready to start again. I'm ready to get back to the Steelers season. I'm ready to get to the draft, the combine. Everything we do between now and kickoff next year, I'm ready for that stuff to get started. I'm tired of wondering if there's going to be a trade. Let March 13th come, the end of the NFL opening day for business, and let's see what's going to happen. So as much as I'm going to enjoy the Super Bowl, I'm ready for it to be over with so we can keep it moving as far as football goes in the offseason.
You ready for the Super Bowl to be over there, G?
No. I'm just going to be honest. I can never get enough football. Football is like a 24-hour thing for me now. So, like in the off season, I'm either watching film or watching old games. Like, I stay on Patreon. So if you guys don't have a Patreon subscription, you need to go get one. That all 22 film, boy, I lives over there. So because I want to see not just how my team can get better, but continue to see how NFL offenses, college football offenses, and stuff evolve, and how they're going to make adjustments based on certain rule changes they made, like you can't hit the quarterback no more. So it's football. I like basketball. I like baseball, but it's football for me 24/7. So it's going to be missed. It's going to be missed, and I think it's going to be a great game. So that's just where I'm at, Pat.
Speaking of the game, it's two of the best teams. Well, I won't say Kansas City was one of the better teams of the season. San Francisco mostly was. Kansas City, they kind of limped around from here to there. Are you excited for this matchup? I mean, we've seen it before, but how are you feeling for this match? Do you think this is an actual best on best?
Yeah, based on the way Pat Mahomes played down the stretch, absolutely. I think Patty Mahomes is the Kansas City Chiefs is the best team in the AFC when Patrick Mahomes is on his game. Patrick Mahomes down the stretch, like at the end of the regular season going into the playoffs, paid me. You called it out first, and I co-signed with you. You was like, boy, if that dude get hot, the league in trouble. And pay, look, February. Mahomes boy got hot, and look where we at. So I think that the San Francisco 49ers, from the beginning to the end, was the best team in the NFC. But I think Detroit just pissed down their leg. Detroit had them. So we would have had a different Super Bowl. But I think it's going to be a great game.
I agree. Tate, what you think? You think this is going to be a great game? Or do you think there should be another two teams battling out for the championship?
No, the appropriate two teams are there, even though Detroit gave it away. Kansas City did what they needed to do. Kansas City got to the confetti game because they deserved it. San Francisco obviously deserved it with their great regular season, or their great players. But Detroit kind of coughed it up. So I'm not saying Detroit should be playing Kansas City, and they beat Kansas City the first game of the year. That was the last game of the year. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be a good matchup. I mean, because you're never gonna get too far away from that boy Patrick. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be within his reach. As long as it's within 10, anything can happen. That's what he did last time they beat San Francisco. They did beat San Francisco last time. They let him stay within 10 in that third and fourth quarter, and he sniped him.
10-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that's what started the Pat Mahomes era.
Pat Mahomes, if you within 10, he gonna put that fish line out there. He gonna be like, come here. Because he a dog, bro. Patty Mahomes. Listen, y'all, Patty Mahomes might be the GOAT. Like we might be seeing it.
Well, you know what? I've been telling people to slow down, pump the brakes. Shout out to the Pump Your Brakes squad. I've been, it's too early in Pat Mahomes' career to talk GOATs talk, but like I said in hour one, he's getting dangerously close to inevitable levels. Like you can't beat him. This was the year to beat him, and where is he at? Super Bowl, right? And he's on
a GOAT trajectory.
Yeah, he definitely is. We've only seen a team make the Super Bowl 4 times out of 5 years. 4 times. Well, we haven't seen it but it has happened 4 times in history. We've seen most recently it was the Patriots who did it, and when Tom Brady started, it became the Tom Brady era in the early 2000s.
Facts.
Now, Tom, if he goes around and mess around to win this game, we'll get to the picks in a minute. He mess around and win this game, you got to have him in that conversation. Because who did you have in this conversation before Tom? You had Montana. What was he doing? This. You had Marino. Pat Mahomes he's doing Marino type stuff too, and winning. So I mean, you cannot not have a conversation with Pat in it is any longer.
I agree. In my mind, I mean, not on a longevity standpoint, but in my mind, for player, career for career, as of right now, he done passed up Peyton Manning. In my mind, he's really that good, bro. I'm telling you, the knock on Peyton Manning was he couldn't get to the chip. My homeboy coming, he getting chips.
Don't Peyton Manning got 4 MVPs?
I think he got 5.
Okay, there's that. He only got 2 Super Bowls. 2.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes got 2.
Well, he got 1.5, man.
Who got 1.5? Man,
you
can't take a quarterback Super Bowl away from him. Jim McMahon got a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl quarterback.
No, you can't take it away from him. Everybody gets the ring. All rings are created equal. However, we saw it. We saw what happened out there. The man couldn't throw the ball past 19 yards. We saw it.
I agree. But my homeboy Gary passed him up.
Yeah. I mean, I would not argue with it whatsoever. But before I agree with you, G. I am not in a rush to end the football season. This has been one of the longest seasons in my memory. Yeah. It just feels like, man, it's been football for so long. I don't want it to end just now. The biggest story of this season.
Biggest story of the season.
Taylor, the biggest story of the season. It's a new football fan, Taylor Swift. She done made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Became a fan in week 3 and went all the way to the Super Bowl, man. They said the Taylor Swift financial effect on the NFL has been over $250 million. That is crazy.
Yeah. 22 million new fans. Tate, I agree with what you're saying about they watching it to watch her. But a lot of them folks is watching and they learning about football. Like I got a niece that's a Swiftie. Like she's young. She's like 15. And she never watched football before. And like I done sat down and watched football games with her now twice. And she's asking me, why do they do that? Why do they do this? Who's that guy? She said, I like that 15 guy. He's good. Talking about my homeboy. And so like I'm not saying it's gonna like make her a fan forever, but it's piquing the interest. And sometimes when you're exposed to stuff, that's where you become a new fan. And yeah. I think it was smart, man. Just me. I think it was smart.
You think it was smart, like it as if like the NFL had a hand in this, or what are you saying there, G?
I'm not saying that the NFL had a hand in it, but I think once Kelsey and Taylor Swift decided that they were going to be a couple, the NFL should have capitalized it 150% because we've had other celebrities attached to sports. Look at what Spike Lee does to the New York Knicks. Look at what Jack Nicholson does to the Los Angeles Lakers. We've had other celebrities attached. Drake with the Toronto Raptors, but we've never had a
Big G. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Spike Lee and the Knicks. Drake and the Raptors. Jack Nicholson and the Lakers. Do they all like basketball?
Yep.
They like basketball. They're not there because they boo playing.
Yeah, but who's to say we don't know if she don't like football or not? We don't know that. Oh, fork in the road. Afton. Pay, you need to talk about the Swiftie bets.
Right, the Swiftie bets. We did. We had a whole segment. Thank you, Afton. We did have a whole segment on Pay Dirt this past Thursday. It dropped. Me and Dirt, we went through all the novelty props for the Super Bowl, all of the Taylor Swift type of bets that's out there. I don't remember all of them, but I remember one that was pretty cool. I mean, they're not really Swift bets per se. They just got some type of there's some type of props out there. They titled to Taylor Swift songs. I thought that was kind of cute. But B-Dirt loved it. He laughed through the whole segment. It just tickled him pink.
What's the over-under? What's the over-under for how many times they put the camera on her during the game?
Ooh, I did not see. DraftKings don't have it out there. You probably got to go to a different state to find out one because they didn't have it on my side. But I've heard there's some out there that over under would she be what's it called? Seen on TV 5 minutes. Because usually you see her about, I think for a total about 3.5 minutes during NFL games this season. Like 30 seconds here and there. So that just tells you how much the Kansas City be, going crazy because they keep putting the camera on her.
Can I finish?
What?
So we got a fork in the road, and so I'm ready to get back on my take on this.
Okay, go ahead.
So she has brought people to football, right? I agree. But Big G, she interrupts the true football fan. I don't want to see Taylor Swift. I'm watching the game.
How does she interrupt the true football fan?
If they breaking away to her or the analyst and the commentator talking about her, it's taken from my game experience. A true football fan of over 40 years. So it takes from the game. But it would be the same effect if Beyonce left Jay-Z and got with Jalen Hurts. It would be the same effect. You'd have all the Beehive people wanting to watch football and all that stuff like that. So I get it, but it's just, I guess there's a place of it from a fiscal standpoint, economic standpoint for the NFL. But it serves the true avid football fan no interest in it at all.
I don't know, Tate. I think that's bias. And this is why I'm going to say that. How integrated was Spike Lee with the New York Knicks in the Garden? And how many times would they put Spike on camera? Heck, they showed Spike arguing with Reggie Miller.
Man, Spike Lee was a fan of the Knicks. Taylor Swift is a fan of Travis Kelce.
I don't know about that.
You didn't see her at the game before she got with Travis Kelce? And she's such a football fan.
That's her
and then
dude.
I'm with Patrick Mahomes' dad. He said, I don't want to be in a box with her. Either get me my own box, or she need to get her own box.
Well,
she got
I don't think Patrick Mahomes' dad gonna even be at the game.
Exactly.
He might be in a different type of box by the time Sunday comes around.
Exactly.
But he said that though. But he said that.
Yeah, but
I would say this.
That's Mahomes' dad tripping though, bro.
I would say this. Mahomes got some annoying people in his own family, so it is what it is. But
his other son, Patrick's brother, horrible.
We as sports fans,
Brittany Mahomes on the cover of a swimsuit issue.
She is. That's facts.
We as sports fans, we get a little territorial over this thing, and I like to believe that it's all because of we have a certain feel, a certain opinion about bandwagon. We want to gatekeep. We don't like the fact that somebody showed up as a fan of the defending Super Bowl champion and rolled the good times all the way back to the Super Bowl. We don't like that, and I like to believe that a lot of the anti-opinions of Taylor Swift points to that. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't some fake gatekeeping, there isn't some misogyny wrapped up in it, but because it is. But we have to understand that we don't own this game. We don't own any of these sports. We don't own none of these leagues. They saw the broadcast partners. They saw the interest spike when Taylor was there. They did what was right for their bottom line, and it was right for their shareholders. The best thing you could have did was go ahead and get you some stock. Go ahead and get you some stock so you can play that game right there with them. And the NFL didn't actually make any money per se from Taylor being there, but one of their initiatives over the last 10 years has been to grow the game with with women, with little girls.
Facts.
What just happened? Boom.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, my niece got a Kansas City Chiefs jersey, She do. Her daddy got a 4 for Christmas. And it's a 15. It ain't no 87. It's a 15. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you somebody else she took some interest to. She liked Rashidi Rice. She said Rashidi Rice. She said, "Oh, he nice." And I was like, "Damn, how you know about nice?" So she was like, "He can play." So and she's starting to understand the game. So I mean, this has a direct effect in like my house and all whatever else. And I'm telling you, it's smart.
And you, as you know, if you know who the halftime show is, we was gonna be sharing this game with our women friends anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a story. That topic for a later time. Usher is very hot, so we was never gonna be having this game for ourselves.
Yeah. I'm not looking at Usher like you talking about, but my wife watching the halftime show with me because I'm an Usher fan.
We got another fork in the road. Let's go ahead and take care of this and then take a break real fast. Dennis Pavlak, Quad Father Supreme. Mm-hmm. Taylor also brings global attention to the league loves.
Yes. Well, listen, we're getting games in Brazil this year. You're still going to have your overseas stuff with Mexico over Europe. They've been trying to get a team somewhere overseas. So, bro, let's pump it up. Let's pump it up, bro. Cut the cam, put it on every time Kelsey do something. Put it on.
I will say this will have a direct effect to our one of our later topics that we're going to talk about. Let's go to the break. Let's get some of our advertisers some love as we're talking about money. Let's talk about them. Let's let them have their shine. And if you're watching us on YouTube, stick with us for a minute. Those of you on audio, show our advertisers some love.
We back in the building. Y'all make sure you hit the like and subscribe, hit them algorithms, getting it jumping off for the Overtime Homies podcast. Tate Boy Fresh, Payday, Big G in the building. Hit the rhythms, chat generals. We appreciate y'all. But let's get it cracking. Pay. Next subject, bro.
So, as we've already popped the cherry, Freaky Friday, on the money.
Pause.
Let's go.
Pause. No pause on this show, though. Don't put no pause. No pause. Go.
So let's talk about one of your favorite topics, G.
Mm-hmm.
SEC this week, they released their revenue report. Mm-hmm. I think it said that they are sharing $731 million with each school in the SEC.
Fact.
They are this close to being $1 billion conference.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, you've been talking about the ACC is cooked. And it's and I know they saw that report. If they got an athletic subscription, I know they saw it. And everybody in Florida saw that. And
how much did you say pay? They were sharing
$731 million to each school.
741.
741.
And it breaks down. Each school is getting 51.2 million, up from 49.9.
Yeah, they out there killing them. And listen, the Big Ten ain't far behind. So
I think the Big Ten is already $1 billion.
Yeah, the Big Ten is ahead of them.
Yeah. So So Pay, go. I think I know where the question's going, but I want to hear you ask me. What do I think is going to happen as far as like the college football landscape?
Oh, so the landscape is two-parted. So the landscape is money, obviously. Mm-hmm. That's how we got to this point. So as we're seeing the SEC rake in all this money and break up all these old rivalries, do you how much more money is in this, for one? Two, and at what point does it stop?
The money never stops. And the more and more you align college football to look like the NFL, the bigger the pot's going to get. So that's literally what's happening right now. You just, outside of that revenue share thing, the other big thing that happened was the Big Ten and the SEC sat down and had a conversation. about, listen, bro, we about to knock off these bottom feeders and go to these other conferences and start picking them boys apart. And after they had their conversation between the Big Ten,
I don't think that was the point of that. I don't think that
oh
was the point
yeah,
of
bro,
their
yeah, it was, yeah, it was. So I'm telling you, they identified certain teams. Clemson and Florida State is two of them. They already done identified. Like, okay, it's going to become the Big Ten versus the SEC, whether people like it or not. That's coming. And so they're going to be super duper conferences. You might have 30 teams in the Big Ten and 30 teams in the SEC. But this is coming. It's gonna look just like the AFC. Yeah, this is gonna look like the AFC and the NFC. And the revenue every time they do something, bro, to answer your question, look how much the television revenue goes up. Look at the new contract that the Big Ten just got with NBC. Look at the contract that the SEC got with Fox. Look at the ESPN deal that just dropped. Let alone all them others, man, bro. This money is not gonna stop. And people want to see the Big Ten play the SEC. So that's why teams like Notre Dame need to get in where they fit in. Florida State and Clemson, they trying to get up out of there, bro. They trying to get up out of there. So it's got to go that way.
Tate, two-part question. One, do you agree that this is all that union that was reported this week with the Big Ten and SEC coming together to, I guess, not officiate, but look into issues that's going on in college football and keep them and settle them before they get to court? Do you think that's all about them at some point breaking away from the NCAA and making their own football league?
Yeah, they're just trying to get out in front of it. I mean, they're trying to make the NCAA look like a bad keeper, a bad parent. You know what I mean? I mean, like, they can't regulate this right. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. So yeah, they trying to definitely get out in front of it, put a bad look on the NCAA and try and take it over amongst themselves. And like Big G said, I mean, they're already up to like 18 in each conference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah, it's just a matter of time, man. And it's going to turn into where I think, right now you got players getting sponsorships from, NIL from local partners, car dealerships, whatever. Like, I'm sure kids in Columbus got stuff all over from Ohio State, got stuff all over Columbus from different businesses.
Everywhere, bro.
But it's going to turn into the schools actually paying the players. It's going to turn into that $51 million getting shared. It's going to turn into being able to pay the players.
That is facts. That is total facts. That's coming.
And I think we always talk about the revenue and how it's shared with the other programs within a university, organization. Let's call it organization.
Mm-hmm.
But how it should work, those players that play other things, that play, women's basketball, soccer,
mm-hmm.
baseball, mm-hmm. Those basketball even don't make much as football, but the players should be paid based off a percentage of what their programs bring in. So if football brings in 75% of all revenue, then that money needs to go to the football team and be divided as such.
That's not going to work, Tate, because Title IX for one. You have a lot of non-revenue sports. So if they gotta follow the football, and football has to subsidize those other
give me exactly. Well. I'm not saying football don't carry the weight. I'm saying, but you can't expect a baseball player to get paid from the university like a football player. You getting your books, you're getting your housing, you're getting your education, and you're getting a little bit. But if you're on the football field, and whatever you're getting. If you're on a football field and you selling jerseys, bringing home national championships, fill up a stadium with 100,000 people, it's a difference. Those non-revenue sports you're talking about, they playing volleyball in an empty gym.
Mm-hmm. And guess what the new president of The Ohio State University just said, and the new athletic director? football is king. They publicly, they said it, king. So we got a fork in the road.
You hit the nail on the head.
We got a fork in the road too, Pay. From Dennis.
Dennis Pavlik, once again, he wanted to let you all know that his issue with this is going to eventually kill March Madness. Not really. The tournament's not going anywhere. That is a big money maker as well. They're always going to have that tournament. What it's going to do is, as it's already started doing, is going to kill rivalries, and that's going to hurt. At the beginning, you grew up watching a certain team play, but you get over it and you get new rivalries. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's the nature of the beast.
And that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of old heads who's used to the old ways that don't want to see change. I mean, I watch people down this way when Maryland moved to the Big Ten. Oh my God, some folks lost their mind, man.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, big Maryland versus Duke was a big rivalry in the early 2000s. Basketball rivalry. In the early 2000s, with DeJuan Dixon, Lonnie Baxter versus Duke with Jay Williams and Candace Parker ex-husband. I'm forgetting on his name. Sheldon Williams. Those teams. Those was big games, and it happens. And you get, like I said, you get new rivalries.
Thanks for the super chat, Quad Father. Go ahead, Pay. I'm sorry.
So, Tate, you hit it on the head. If they break off from the NCAA and create their own balls, if they break off from the NCAA, there's nothing stopping them from just say, you know what, we're going to pay our players. We're going to make them employees, not just fake employees. I forget what the coach that said this week. There needs to be a salary cap on NIL. And to me, when I read that, I was like, that's the most damning indictment of that players are employees. They're not playing for books. But
when they start paying them, then they can have a salary cap, because for competitive balance, I mean, you can't have it's like baseball. Baseball needs a salary cap. You got the Dodgers and whoever else.
They need a salary floor.
They need that too, because some teams don't pay. But no pun intended talking to you. Some teams don't pay all the money they could pay. But yeah, man. I mean, but it's unfair when the Dodgers can do what they did this offseason. Houston Nationals is another team that spends a lot of money. I mean, you got and these small market teams are suffering. They have to take a different model to try and compete, to try and go through the farm system. If they get somebody good and they know they're not competing, they got to try and trade that player off for more young assets until they get to a point where they can go all in with all their young assets and try and make moves. Because right now, that money, the lack of a salary cap, is unfair to the competitive balance in baseball.
So 2014, prior to that point, we didn't know anything about NIL. Northwestern started some stuff. Now we know all about NIL because of Northwestern. They started it. Guess what Dartmouth just did? You can Google it, look it up. Dartmouth just said that the guys that receive money from their school are employees. They're on the college scholarship, and then they're going to fight it in the court of law to say that now they're not. But Dartmouth's saying, yeah, they're employees. So that's why, like I said, you'll hear, like Tate saying in like a year or two, that these players are no longer considered student athletes. They are employees. They represent the face of the university. So there might be a higher standard for them, but they represent the university.
Soon as because right now in NIL is you getting sponsors basically, right?
Well, what happens is you show up, and what they do, like the coaches and stuff keep talking about NIL. They can't.
Hold on. Yeah, because they're not a part of it. But the difference is this was going on all the time, but now it's allowed to be out in the open, and you're allowed to get everything you can get as an athlete. But the minute the schools take this revenue and start paying athletes, yes, they become employees.
Yeah. Yeah, but you come to the table and they offer you this is all the stuff you can get for NIL. This is what's available to you. Like Caleb Downs, the minute he transferred from Alabama, Ohio State gave him $1.75 million. Like the NIL, the 1870 Foundation had $1.75 million waiting on him. So, it's one hand washes the other. But it's got to produce what it needs to produce on the field. And they should be. Do you know how much one weekend in Columbus, Ohio makes the city of Columbus? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Billion. I bet you 200-300 million one weekend.
I don't know.
Not just the school. Not the school. All the surrounding businesses.
That might be a little on the high end, maybe.
The inflated side.
Yeah, that might be a little inflated.
The city, all the hotels, all the flights, the hotel rooms, the jersey sales, the T-shirt sales, the restaurants. Bro, the stadium holds 140,000 people.
Not disagreeing with that, G.
Yeah.
But like, a quarter bill a weekend, G, that's for Columbus. I mean, I don't know. But we're running a little long on this. I want to get this last money topic in. Also happened this week. ESPN, Fox Sports, and Warner Brothers Discovery. They announced that they are going to, I don't want to use the word merge, but they announced they're going to make a new sports app. They haven't they haven't titled it yet. But fellas, the main question I have from this, I'm assuming you all have read and heard about it, but when I was reading about this, I said, "Oh yeah, this is what my dreams are made of." This is the one thing I called DirecTV about 20 some odd years ago. I was like, "Hey, I know I got the largest package, but I really don't watch 90% of these channels. Can I just get the 20 sports channels I want?" And they said, "Cool, yeah, you can have that. It's gonna cost you about $400 a month." And they shut me right up. So this is exactly what I was looking for. But like, fellas, are you all interested in buying this when it comes out later this year?
You know what this is, Pay and Tate? You know what this is? Cable. See, you were able to get
That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's cable. You was able to get live stream shows and live this and that, and you could become specific. No, they came together because they're forcing you. They just rebranded it. It's cable. That's all it is. It's cable.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And when I thought about it more, go ahead, Tate.
No, I was gonna say I probably wouldn't buy it because I didn't get to the YouTube NFL ticket this year. I mean, I'm sure that I'm wrong. I won't tell anybody about it. I've told G about it. I got this streaming app, and right now, I'm watching the NBA basketball game on the West Coast that I probably wouldn't watch if I didn't have this app. I can watch. I get the NFL League Pass, the NBA ticket, Major League Baseball, whatever their thing is called. Hockey. I get it, and plus movies and all the channels, the local affiliate channels, the ABC, NBC, Fox, for all across the country for the big cities. I can watch what you watch on Atlantic TV right now, Pay. But yeah, so I wouldn't get it because of that.
And that's a perfect segue. When I thought about it more, I got to think about who are they marketing this to? Because if you're a real avid sports fan like me, you already have all these. You have all the ESPN channels. I don't have ESPN Plus. That's probably the only thing I don't have. I have YouTube TV. I did buy the Sunday Ticket. I've had Sunday Ticket every year since 2007. I have YouTube TV. I have all the ESPN channels again without ESPN Plus. I have all the Fox channels. I have a Max account. So I don't understand, who are they marketing this to? I don't know who this is for, but I know, as one of our homie generals, Afton, in the chat said, it's going to cost a lot. Rumors are it's going to start at $55 a month.
Yeah, I saw that.
Guess what they're going to do?
I saw 51. But yeah,
guess what they're going to do to you. So get ready to pay it, because the games you really want to watch is going on the conglomerate.
Well, no, they can't do that.
Why can't they? They can do what they want.
Because yes, they can. They
can do what they want.
You have your broadcast agreements, right? And before I go too far into that, there's going to be a basic tier, because the law says you have to have a basic tier if you're going to, the telecommunications law, I forget which one. There has to be a basic tier, so they will have a cheap option. But to go further into what you're saying, they have their agreements with these leagues, like say the ESPN and TNT. They have they are allowed to broadcast the NBA on their channels on ESPN, ESPN Plus, TNT, TBS, blah, and so
and ABC is part of ESPN, or ESPN is part of ABC.
Correct. So they according to all of these agreements, they are not allowed to just say moving into only this I guess merged agreement over a thing they got going over here, because now that's a new agreement. You can't do that, because now now they're gonna come back to the table and say, hey, look, Adam Silver, hey, I didn't have an agreement with Fox. I don't know what y'all got going on over here, but now we're gonna tear that contract up and let's do this over, and it's gonna cost a lot more.
Well, that's what's going to come. What's going to happen is there's going to be renegotiation.
And when it comes, and it's going to happen with baseball now, because I don't know if you heard or not, Big G, like Bally Sports Ohio, the Bally Sports period has been bought out, and things are going to change for people in areas and regions that has Bally Sports.
Facts.
I don't think it's going to change for Cincinnati Reds this year, but But I want to comment on the homie S. Dresden. He said, can we get a Steelers streaming channel? I think that's the next step. That's the next move, where you can pay for a streaming channel just for your team.
Oh, yeah. I think that's coming.
It won't happen in football. It won't. Football's got an iron grip on their product. It will not happen for NFL.
It's already
that's not.
College has already done it. College has already have the Longhorn Network, the Notre Dame Irish Network, the Big Ten Network, where they try to share because of the revenue, but it's ultimately going to come down to where you're going to watch what you want to watch, and they're going to tax you for it.
I think as a long ago ex-hustler, I think you generate more revenue by letting people get what they want and paying a little less than what they paying now for the NFL ticket or league pass or whatever you call it. For paying for that, you're gonna get more people because they're getting exactly what they want. You know
that's
what I mean?
Not what they want. But that's not how the business goes, though. They don't want to give you what they want. They want to give you what they want to give you and charge you for, and charge you exactly what they want to charge you, because they know you're gonna come anyway. Pause.
So Pay, they can charge you what you want to charge you if you watching what you want.
So Pay, I got a question.
Same way cable was all these years.
How much is the NFL ticket? Just asking a question.
YouTube was charging
YouTube like $400 this year, wasn't
it? No, it wasn't as much for when DirecTV had it. It was about $400. It was about $350 this year.
All right, so if that's the basic package at $350, now
mid-level.
you're a Bears fan and a Ravens fan. Well, you wouldn't tell me you wouldn't pay $450 just to watch those games exclusively, and that's all you watch?
I am watching them exclusively. I can watch. Right. I'm watching every Bears game. They're right there. Right. I just have all the other games with it.
Right, but you don't even care nothing about them other games. So if they upcharged you,
so $350 divided by 17 weeks is about $22 a week for 17 weeks. So if they told you can watch a team you want to watch for $18, you wouldn't do that a month. You wouldn't do that a week. Not a month, a week.
And probably give you like exclusive content. Like maybe you can be in the coach's ear and hear some of the plays, or you can interact with the sideline, or like how that Peyton Manning, Eli Manning viewpoint is, how they do the game.
That's the next step, Big G.
Yeah, that's they about to do that. That's
coming. Already got that. The NFL Plus app, or the NFL
but
Plus.
It's not team specific where you can sign for the team that you want to be signed up to. That's coming.
I'm just letting you know. They already give you that. They have. You can listen to the broadcast on radio. You can watch them. You get the all 22, 24, 48 hours later. You get all. I mean, it's already there. If you want to get less for it, just one team. That's cool. That's cool too. All right, but we've ran. We're at that point. Last topic, guys. Something fun now. We had a lot of fun talking about the money and dystopian future of which they're gonna bleed us dry. The NBA. The first half of the season is about ending, and I've got some questions for you, Big G.
What's your question?
First of all, I want to know who's your MVP front runner?
Shea over Luka. Shea Shea. It's him and Joker. They right at each other for the MVP. Shea.
Hey, how you feel about that, man? You at the same spot with him?
I think Shea could probably right now be front runner for MVP. And Joker's up there. I mean, Embiid got hurt. He probably would have been my first pick. He got hurt. I think you got to have Luka in there. I think you got to have Donovan Mitchell in there. I mean, you know,
Luka,
and that's
never Luka. But go ahead.
Big G. Go ahead. Go ahead and study the graphic.
Ooh, look at these numbers.
But wait, stop. What is the graphic that matters the most? What is the Dallas Mavericks record and where are they at as far as the standings?
Wins?
And what is the Oklahoma City Thunder's record and where are they at as far as the standings? That's what matters.
Big G, a young upstart team that's playing hard and trying to win, I give them all the credit in the world. Dallas going to be in the playoffs. Bet if Dallas and OKC met in the playoffs, I would pick Dallas. I'm just saying. But you always call Luka trash. This graphic for our audio listeners, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, two NBA All-Star games, All NBA first team once, NBA rookie team. Luka, who Big G says is trash. 5 NBA All-Stars, 4 NBA All-First teams. He was the NBA Rookie of the Year, not second team All Rookie, and All Rookie first team. And right now, Shea averages 31.1, 6.5 assists, 5.7 rebounds. And Luka averages 34.5, 9.6 assists, and 8.6 rebounds. Come on, Big G. He's not trash.
And Shea gonna get the MVP.
Dallas Mavericks are
go further in the playoffs than
just
Dallas.
Just for everyone else.
Dallas did what? They did who? What you said about Dallas, Pay?
They're in the 8th seed right now in the West.
The homie Claude Bishop dropping that 10 spot. Thanks, Claude.
Green runs the world. Mike went dead. Fine. Fine. Add the 10.
Greed runs the world, gentlemen. And please mute Big G.
No, Claude trying to get back because all the time he's spending the Matrix, dog. Get up out of here. No mute for you, Claude.
Hey, Big G.
All right, man. So look,
I got to do it for 20 seconds. Go ahead, Pay.
So the next question with the NBA: Doc Rivers took over as head coach of the Bucks. They're 1-5 so far with Doc at the calling the shots. Do we actually think they're a better team with Doc as the head coach? Tate, that's for you, man. What's up? I know you're a Doc guy, so what's up with this?
I roll with all the cash I'll give up on quick, man. But I won't say that they're a better team. I think come playoff time they'll be better coached just because of the experience. And it comes down to experience sometime, man. Big G, we Cash fans, you know Tom Thibodeau outcoached JB Bickerstaff last year in the playoffs. Playoffs it's about coaching and matchups in the NBA. That's what it's about. And Adrian Griffin being there for the first time was doing good, but he didn't have the pulse and the support of his star player, Giannis. That's why he's out of there. I mean, you don't be second place in the East and get fired unless your star player wants you gone. Magic Johnson got Paul Westhead fired back in 1980 after winning a chip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was an 82. Tragic Johnson.
1980, 1981. Fired right in the middle of the season.
It was after the first championship against Philly.
Yep. Fired right in the middle of the season. Right in the middle of the season. And
they who they bring in? That's when they brought in Pat Riley.
Oh, Pat Riley. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And they played Boston and got cooked. No, they played the 76ers and got cooked.
No, they beat the 76ers.
Yeah.
You talking about 83.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Super chat. Another fork in the road.
You can't call Dennis the qualifier. You got to call him like the
Cinco de Mayo.
The Pentagon? Because this is 5 times Pentagon.
Something, man.
He like Super Bowl 58.
Yeah, something like that. He Roman noodle. We done switched the language on him. He's straight Roman noodle. A bunch of
he says Doc needs to be sued for malpractice and for stealing another man's job. But that's beside the point. Last question. We talked about Luka being in the 8th spot.
Pay. Just to address his comment. Why do you think he thinks Doc needs to be fired for malpractice, sued for malpractice?
I don't know. Maybe blowing on them 3-1 leads. You saying they're gonna be better coaching the playoffs? I don't know. Dennis, let us know, man. Hit us in the chat.
I took the comment as he talking about for taking Adrian Griffin's job, and Doc was a consultant with the Bucks.
I think he might be talking more about him stealing money, because he ain't. Doc had one run with the Boston Celtics.
Man, Doc is always.
And if you remember, G, they hold the record for the most game 7s for a champion ever.
Facts.
Most game 7 for a champion. And they wanted to lose that.
And that's okay. And if Kendrick Perkins didn't get hurt before that last game 7, he'd have 2.
Yeah, because the Lakers didn't want to win that title either. They didn't want to win that either. But look, we talked about Luka and his Mavericks are in the 8th seed right now. It's a lot of stars.
Where's Shea at, though, Pay?
Number three. It's a lot of stars.
When they go to number 3, what's
teetering.
the one?
They're tied for the first.
Yeah,
so,
that number uno, number 1.
There's a lot of stars in the league right now that's teetering on missing the playoffs. Do you guys see any stars not making the playoffs this year? And if you do, who?
Luka.
You got obviously Luka. You got Luka at number 8. You got LeBron and AD at number 9. Steph's at 10th.
LeBron.
Who else? Trey Young is in the 9th spot, 10th. Yeah.
Listen,
that's the only one I was going to say.
Utah and Houston could get hot. I'm telling you, Houston's young. Utah just retooled themselves. Paul. So
they're not.
They could get hot and put. They could.
So pay to give a legitimate answer to your question. I say Trae Young and Steph Curry.
Mavericks.
That's where I'm at with it. I think Golden State is their swan song was last year. This is it. This is over for them. Clay is done. Put the Cook sign up, G. Clay is done. Draymond Green can't stay on the floor, and Steph can't carry a team no more. It happens, LeBron can't carry a team no more. That's why they're in 9th. And AD ain't never been able to carry a team. So yeah, I definitely think Golden State is a wrap for them. They held on a little too long, a la early 90s Boston Celtics. I agree with you, Tate. Yeah.
Cash your question. Which team you think helped themselves most at the trade deadline?
I would say Philly. I got Philly. Ooh. They went and got another shooter to go with Maxey because you don't know what you can expect from Embiid. Buddy Hield is very streaky. He came into the league as they were holding him up as going to be the next big thing, and that hasn't panned out. He's pretty much a hit or miss type of guy, pun intended. So. But he's better than what they had right now. It's Tyrese Maxey pretty much all the way through because you can't depend on what you're getting out of JoJo right now.
Hey, the Knicks helped themselves tremendously.
Oh, yeah, but they didn't really do it at the deadline, man. So I didn't really put them in my answer. But yeah, the Knicks can win the title.
Yeah, they
can win the conference. I don't think they can beat anybody in the West.
But the Knicks is ready to roll. And I'm gonna tell you the sneakiest.
Wait. What last move did the Knicks make? They traded away to Detroit. They got Alec Burke back, and they got somebody else from Detroit.
Yeah, they stole one of Detroit's good players, man.
Yeah, so Detroit didn't have any good players.
No, Detroit got good players. They coach is trash. Monty Williams trash, full trash. That's you talk about malpractice and being able to get their money back from a coaching standpoint. Monty Williams is horrible. So, but
he did the coaches union a favor, becoming the highest paid coach. Like, oh yeah, all of our salaries are going up, and then he went out there and did this. None of them salaries are not going up.
He coached that good Phoenix team that went to the championship about 2-3 years ago. I think he's a good coach. I don't know what's wrong with Detroit. He's not doing a good job right now. But see, Big G just go overboard with the trash team.
What's Detroit's record? What's their record?
He's not
do they got 8 wins? Do they got 8 wins?
They might be around.
I think they have. I think they got about 8 right now.
Hey, but wait.
Listen. You
they 8 and 43. They 8 and 43.
This is for you, G.
That is full trash.
This is for you, G. What did Thanos say? What did Thanos say in Infinity War? What did it cost? Did you get everything you needed? But what did it cost? Right? They got the Lions this close to the Super Bowl. And all it cost was they had to sacrifice Detroit Pistons. That's all they had. Tell you what you got.
Hey, man, I want to talk about Big G doing all this talking, man, about OKC. I think one of the teams that made the best moves was the Dallas Mavericks.
Trash.
They picked up the kid from the Wizards, the big man. What's his name? And they picked up PJ Washington from the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh,
Gafford? They needed a little more size. Gafford. Yeah, Daniel Gafford. A defensive center to go at the young dude Lively they got. And they got PJ Washington, another shooter.
I think he's done for the season or something like that, right?
Is he? Okay. I knew they had a nice active young big.
The sneakiest move that happened was Gordon Hayward going to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Wrong.
That was sneaky. Watch. They got a wily old veteran. That's what they needed.
He's the white Ben Simmons. He does not play.
Okay.
He's just the coach.
Vote pay. I'll vote for pay. Pays take.
Watch.
You trying to just squeeze that OKC picking that round peg in a square hole. That's all you trying to do.
What did we say with the Cavs when they got Tristan Thompson and Relly called us trash by saying he wasn't going to help? Remember that? Yeah. Gordon Hayward is the same difference at OKC. It's the same difference.
Whoa, how does that comparison work?
You need a wily veteran to help them youngsters, man. You got to have a wily. Tristan Thompson ain't out there getting buckets. He helping them dudes on the bench.
But he helps them. He helps them.
So what you're saying?
Big body in there.
You're saying Gordon Hayward is Udonis Haslem?
Yeah, no, but he's not. Udonis Haslem and Tristan Thompson got championship experience. Gordon Hayward don't.
He gonna help.
He's got injury list experience. That's what Gordon Hayward has.
Hey, Pay, he keep trying to push this square peg in that round hole. he gonna make OKC be the Western Conference Finals.
No, I picked Phoenix to go to the finals. I picked Phoenix. You better stop it. You better stop it.
I told you.
We could add another 5. We could add another 5 minutes on this quarter time right here, right now, G.
Did they go to the Western Conference Finals? The Phoenix.
You said finals. You said finals.
Let's
Tate,
bet
you
the
heard
Western
him.
Conference
You heard
Finals.
him. He said finals.
Western Conference Finals. Phoenix go to
back
Western
and
Conference.
off his own tape. Off his own
5 minutes. 5 minutes pay. Western Conference Finals. 5 minutes. Corner time bet. Corner time bet.
Let me see where they are in their standards right now. Before I bet that. They're number 5. Nah, I'm gonna cool off on that. If you said finals,
because you know,
I took that.
You know, that's why you cooling out, because you know.
There's a couple of teams they can beat in the West, but right now they will lose in the first round. If the playoffs started today, they lose in the first round.
Hey,
the
man,
Clippers?
Yeah.
Stop it. Go ahead.
What are you saying, Big G?
Go ahead.
What did you say? What did you just say?
Go ahead. Choking James Harden.
Hey, Big G.
Stop.
I was on the Clippers early when they made the trade. It's gonna work. Take time. Now, time has proven it's gonna work. And the buyout grade happened, though. The buyout gonna happen. I'm waiting to see what Cleveland can do in the buyout. They didn't make no trades, but they could get a veteran point guard like Kyle Lowry.
I want Dinwiddie, dog. I want Dinwiddie.
They could get Dinwiddie. I like Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I want Dinwiddie.
But you look like we got a couple minutes left, man. Go ahead and do what you gotta do.
You've been hearing Tate talk about. You've been hearing Tate talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's a reason. Him and G, they have a Cavaliers show. If you like what you heard today, go support the other platforms, the other podcasts that we have in the greater FFSN network. That's so Cavalier. I'm saying it wrong. That's rather Cavalier.
That's rather Cavalier. Yep.
That's rather Cavalier, hosted by Tate, G, and the aforementioned Relly Hall. All your news and notes, game reviews of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've also got a basketball pod with me and my boy Q and a couple of other guys. We do watch-along shows. We do week reviews. We'll have a week review up next tomorrow, as a matter of fact, for the Chicago Bulls. It's called the Shot City Bulletin Board. Check it out as well. You can find all my shows on the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan YouTube page. We've got the Bear Claw, DBC, holla back. That we got a Big G was on that show with us this past week. Big G was on there talking. He made a guest appearance on our Caleb versus Justin Fields series that we got going on for the offseason. He's a big Justin Fields fan. Come check that out. It was one of our best shows in the world. You could tell G is passionate on this, man. He's loving his Buckeye boy over there in Chicago. Check that one out. Also,
wait, we got a super.
Oh, that's
chat.
right. We didn't make our Super Bowl picks. That's right. Thank you, Pentagon man. Dennis Pavlock. Hey, before I'm
gonna go short and sweet.
Let's go.
Kansas City 28, San Francisco 21.
Tate.
I got the 49ers. I got them winning 24-14. I think the 49ers not gonna make the same mistake that Baltimore did. They're gonna run the ball. Christian McCaffrey gonna pound it away, and Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan gonna scheme some stuff up, man. So I got the 49ers 24-14.
Listen, also, let me get back on this dismount real fast because I got a take on this one. Check us out on Pay Dirt, Running Through the Jungle. That's for B Dirt. Check us out, Pump Your Brakes podcast. Everything under the FFSN banner is quality entertainment. It don't have to be just us homies. Everything out there. Subscribe, like, review, share with a friend. Now, back to my Super Bowl picks. Listen, fellas, I know everyone out here agrees with me when I say this. The world ain't been the same since 2020. I'm looking directly in the camera. The world ain't been the same since 2020. And what started that off? Pat Mahomes beating Jimmy Garbaggio. Things got to change. We are back at square one. Shanahan, you have blown 2 Super Bowls. It's third time's the charm. At some point, it's got to break. If we want the world to go back to where it used to be, San Francisco's got to win this title. San Francisco's got to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They got to beat the Swifties. They got to. I'm going with you, Tate. I got the San Francisco 49ers taking this home.
All right, but hey, has he blown 2 Super Bowls when you lose into Brady and Mahomes though? That's not blowing.
He had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter in 2020. He had a 28-3 lead and then didn't run the ball. That's on him. It is squarely on him.
I
agree with that first one.
5 minutes corner time that the Chiefs beat the 49ers.
I'll give you that.
Anybody gonna pay up on corner time though?
Whenever Pay tell me, he said to keep it riding right now.
We ran out of time. I had something for you, but I'll take that bet. 5 minutes. I got the Niners. You got the Chiefs. Fellas, it's been a great 2 hours of power. Anything closing?
No, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you guys all for the super chats. Thank you so much for rocking with us on the Homies Overtime podcast. That's all I got to say, man. Tate Boy Fresh.
Tate, hit it.
And we out.
And we out.